just as David also speaks of the blessing of the one to whom God counts righteousness apart from works. Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man against whom the Lord will not count his sin. If salvation were by works, there would be no blessedness that comes from being forgiven, because there wouldn't be anything to be forgiven of. This is a quote from Psalm 32 that Paul's reminding us about, and it would make no sense if salvation came by works. The psalm goes on to say how miserable David was while he was living in sin. He said his bones ached, his strength dried up. The heavy hand of God was upon him, constantly pressuring him. And that's what it's like for the believer to live in sin. But as soon as he confessed his sin to God, he found the blessedness of forgiveness. The Lord would no longer count David's sin against him. And though David did not know about the future sacrifice of Jesus, his sin was borne on the cross by Christ, the Son of David. Paul's telling us that we all sin. And so there's only one way to be right with a holy God. There's only one way to be righteous. If Israel's forefather and their greatest king, who had a heart after God, were both sinners that were saved by believing faith that entrusted their salvation to God, then that is the way of salvation for all Jews. But what about the rest of us?